And Jason.
Jalen and Jacoby right here on ESPN.
He is Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen and Jacoby. What is it that we do?
We give the people what they want.
Jadakiss will be joining us later on in the show. And big news, Cam Newton will be joining the Patriots.
Yeah.
The sports world is abuzz at how the Patriots
yeah.
signed Cam Newton on such a small contract. And now people are putting the Patriots right back in the Super Bowl. But hold on, look at this. Yes, they have a huge upgrade at quarterback, but their skill positions are still the same. Jalen, what sort of a difference do you think Cam Newton can make for this Patriots team?
I think he's going to make a big-time difference to prove that he's better than two-thirds of the quarterbacks in the NFL, which you and I both know that he is. And we must give the Pats credit. Oh, and by the way, we're talking about them in their 6 rings and signing Cam. Let's not ignore that they're on their second Spygate and they've had a Deflategate. They've lost multiple picks and got fined almost $2 million. And it was almost a slap on the wrist. With that being said, let's stop acting like Bill Belichick is a genius for signing Cam Newton. Let's look at the other 31 teams and really analyze their quarterback rooms, and let's try to figure out why a guy that's so very accomplished, yes, he's dealt with a couple of injuries, is unemployed into basically July. There's so many quarterbacks in the NFL that should have to worry about job security. This offseason, Cam Newton shouldn't have been one, Jacoby.
And when you take a look at how much he gets paid, yes, it is an incentive-laden contract. But when you compare that, this is a list of quarterbacks that make more money, not just than Cam Newton, but Cam and James Winston combined. A.J. McCarron, Chase Daniel, Case Keenum, Mitch Trubisky, Marcus Mariota. What does that tell you?
Well, it's embarrassing. And also what it acknowledges when we talk about systematic racism, Jacoby, it time and time again continues to show the black player in Cam Newton that you have to go out and reinvent yourself and prove yourself again. While Fitzmagic or Minshew gets nicknames and gets celebrated for what they do. This guy's been an MVP of the league. He's taking a team to the Super Bowl. He's only 31 years old. And people are like, oh, he's dealt with injuries. So is Carson Wentz. And he's better than all of those guys you just listed blindfolded. And for he and Jameis to not make as much money as those guys combined, it just shows exactly what the NFL represents in corporate America, a systematic oppression that hopefully we can break those chains.
Well, I hope that we get to see Cam wearing a Patriot uniform, but it looks more and more like we will get to see NBA action in Orlando. And Paul George says he and the Clippers go down there and expect to win it all. Jalen, I have the Lakers winning the championship. What do you think about Paul George's comments?
I believe the Clippers are going to win the championship this year. The Lakers are really going to miss Avery Bradley. And this piece is in one big chess game. And we'll talk about LeBron and AD, 2 of the top players in the game, along with Kawhi and PG. But when I look deeper into the box score and I was in Staples Center, Avery Bradley made a big difference, scored over 20 points offensively, and was locked down against Patrick Beverly. Didn't allow him to bring the ball up. They had to take him out of the game. That was a big difference. And so without him, and having 4 guys that average at least 19 points, including Lou Will and Harrell off the bench, I'm going with the Clippers. Is not only my choice to win the West, but to beat the Boston Celtics in the championship and win it all.
Well, I just want to see Joakim Noah, who just joined the Clippers, win a championship, so I could rock with you. But let's not also forget we have J.R. Smith replacing Avery Bradley on the Lakers. So excited about that. And one thing that we will see in the NBA bubble will happen on the uniforms. The NBA has said that they will allow their players to replace the name on the back of their uniform with different statements, much like the English Premier League has replaced the names with Black Lives Matter. What sort of messages do you expect to see on the back of these uniforms?
I expect various messages. I can't breathe. Black Lives Matter. Hands up. Don't shoot. No justice. No peace. The rally cries that you've heard from black and brown people for hundreds of years in this country. There's going to be an amazing opportunity for the most powerful conglomerate amongst black men playing basketball in the NBA are going to be in Orlando. So that stage now has to become something that doesn't necessarily take away from the civil unrest, but it highlights it. While you're driving to the basket, you can read the jersey. You can see it on the floor. You can physically see it on the television with the graphics, during the commercials, during the entertainment. So it doesn't feel like a distraction. It feels more like an outlet.
Jalen, it is time for some very important news that matters. Jalen, one thing you and I have discussed a lot has been haircuts in the bubble. Well, we have a preview of one of them, and that is Jason Tatum's. Take a look at it right here. I have to say this. I thought that this photo was the before photo. I thought they were showing us what his haircut looked like before he got it cut. No disrespect to the barber, but this is actually the after photo. What do you think of his new look?
Well, I love his beard, his little pork chop. And as somebody that's almost 50 that can't grow one, I ain't mad at it. But he has gray hair. If mine would lay down like that and was nice and curly and fluffy, I would rock mine like that. But mine's is from the womb. Okay, mine's like a Brillo pad. You know, it get much longer than this, Jacoby. They might call the police.
When we come back, Jadakiss joins the show. Stay tuned. We're back now.
My brother from another mother. He represents Yonkers and the locks to the fullest. He appears on this show every day because his bust proudly is retired in the J&J All Culture Hall of Fame. Jadakiss has the program, has a versus tonight. I can't wait to see and hear you and Fab Freddy versus Jason go back and forth and listen to bars.
What's up, guys?
We're going to discuss the versus battle in a second, but we're going to start with the dumpster fire that is your New York Knicks. They have made a big hire recently, getting Worldwide West in the front office. Do you feel good about the Knicks moving forward?
I feel better. West, I know he got the potential to help us out. Along with Steve Stout and the staff over there, but it's a long process. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be one season. It's not going to be none of that kind of stuff. It's going to take some work.
For this collection of people who have shown to be the best in their industries, Leon Rose as an agent, Worldwide West earned his nickname, Steve Stout, Scott Perry as their general manager. Are you confident in not only the diversity, but their ability to make the Knicks relevant again?
Yes. I think if anything, they'll make them relevant again. But as a born and raised New Yorker, I don't just want them to be relevant again. We need to try to make the playoffs and then work your way from there. But just being relevant ain't going to be good enough, especially with them caliber guys at the helm of the organization now. Just relevant ain't gonna make. We gotta win some games and get into the playoffs.
Exactly. If only they had as many big names. Of course. If only they had as many big names on the court as they do in the offices, I think they'd be doing much better. But we're going to move on to what's really important, and that is your versus battle this evening against Fabulous. Jada, how much of this do you have planned, or how much are you just going to feel in the moment? Like, what's your strategy going into this?
I ain't gonna give you too much because he could have people watching the show and trying to, the art of war is just that. But for the most part, you just have to have everything. You have to have everything ready, and because the counters is what matter. And then, you know, you can try to control the narrative if you go first, and then you can set it off so it doesn't have to be too much lovey-dovey, or, you know. But for the most part, you just gotta have your whole catalog on deck and ready to fire and counter some of them big hits he gonna play. But I'm sure he gonna have something up his sleeve. Of course, even though I got short sleeves on right now, I'm gonna have something up my sleeve.
This is gonna be awesome. Shout out to Swiss Beats. Shout out to you and Fab, both of you guys, friends of the show, family away from the industry. And I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy it as a fan. What goes into putting together like a 20-track collab? And do you know if you come in solo tracks first, you coming with the locks first, you coming with collabs with Big? Like, how you gonna kick this thing off?
I'm gonna flip a coin and just you know, may the best man win. But nah, we just gonna go there and celebrate each other's catalog. Me, I'm going everywhere. I'm going solo. I'm going Rough Rider. I'm going Bad Boy. I'm going D Block. I'm going freestyle. I'm going everywhere. But then I might get a call from Swiss and he's telling me that's not the, you know what I mean? I don't really know what the stipulations are. We'll find out what the stipulations are at sound check. And, you know, it should be pretty fun though tonight.
Well, you say you're going to celebrate. You say you're going to celebrate each other's catalogs, and it's all love. And I know that you two have a great relationship. You have many great collaborations in your past. But you really want to win, though, don't you? You're still competitive about this, aren't you?
Yeah, you know, it's a win-win for us either way. But you got to give, you know, the theme song to you guys' show, man. Got to give the people what they want.
That's
Absolutely.
Right.
And this is a celebration of hip-hop. And I'm glad you guys get a chance to be a part of it. During this pandemic, we've seen so many great versus battles. And you two guys have been in the game for so very long. And you deserve to be celebrated and trending the way you're going to be doing tonight. And so for Fab, he has a lot of songs for the ladies. How you going to combat that?
A lot. I have a lot myself that people forgot about or some people might not know about, but that was for me, getting my list together and planning the most. I had to strategize it for them big radio female songs that he had. You know, people don't think I have any, so I pulled out some and, you know, should be good, man. We gonna come out swinging.
All right, you can check that tonight at 8 o'clock. It is Fabulous vs. Jadakiss versus Battle. You can also check out exclusive podcast content with Jadakiss when you listen to the Jalen and Jacoby podcast. When we come back, we'll be visiting
fight mode, Jacoby. Look at this.
Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen, the sports world was so excited about something this weekend, and I was not. It's time for Negative Jacoby. Dana White shared this image of what he is calling Fight Island, and everyone was so excited about the octagon by the beach. Look how amazing it looks. This is going to be the best thing in the history of sports. Well, guess what? You can take a picture of a dumpster at sunset on a beach and put a palm tree in the corner, and it would look good. Like, I'm worried about the elements. I'm worried about lighting. I'm worried about a lot. I don't think Fight Island is going to be as good as everybody else. What do you think, Mr. Rose?
It's a trip for your job. You get paid to compete, and you have enough space to socially distance when somebody comes down with COVID-19. I like it. Dana continues to put on big-time events.
He really does. I do love the bold moves that Dana White seems to always make. I want to thank Jadakiss for coming through, and I want to remind you we have exclusive podcast content on the podcast and Levitard